a good deal on Domino's for like for like $30, so I could at least have some type of money left over so we could go do laundry tomorrow.
How much did you spend? I'm just curious. 40? Tell you what, I'll give you 200 for the cart.
And it says any mix.
I'll give you 200 cash for your shopping cart.
Any.
I'm in a rush.
Any two
Are you sure?
for $6.99.
Yeah, look, yeah. Put it up and roll. You know how to tell
Yeah, you
it's a
could
real
do that
deal.
one.
Yeah, look. Yeah, you see it's real.
But
It's real.
you just have to wait to order it until I come back from pulling out the money.
Okay, we
This is real money.
get two pizzas, a
She
pizza
thinks
and a
I have
salad.
fake money. Yeah, it's real. It's real money. I was going to give her 200 for the $40 cart. Yeah.
You said you want
Why
pizza.
not? You look like a
I want
hard-working
chicken.
mom. You're taking care of your kids. I'm just looking for the right people to bless, honestly.
And I wouldn't get a salad from there because it's not like the salads in the store that where you could go and like pick what type of toppings you want.
Yeah, go check it out. Find out if it's real. It's real. Yeah. So you don't need. I'm not lying to you. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of rat. My job is to make you happy. That's why we're here. I have no felonies. I don't have a record. I don't have a criminal record. I'm rich.
You still got gravel, right?
Bluetooth mode.
But you want buffalo chicken?
You don't have to put the order together right now. Right? If that's what you want to do, do it.
Yeah, I'm working on my Espanol. Yeah? Alright, thank you.
Nah, they can have bone.
Oh, we got some Hot Wheels.
Because
You know what I mean?
only
There's Hot Wheels. I never planned on.
As I was saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to do something? What's your name?
Autumn.
Autumn.
Thank you.
Hey, you can keep your card.
all content for educational
Because you got
purposes
Hot
only.
Wheels in there. I don't feel right
It's too
taking
hot.
kids to it.
If you
So
don't,
keep
if you
the
ain't put on
cash,
deodorant
keep the
today,
cart,
I know you
and
out
have a
there
blessed day.
boom bombing.
God bless you.
If you don't got a nice cold bottle of water with you while you out there right now, I know you probably gonna pass out from a heat
Hey,
stroke.
love you, buddy.
I ain't wishing no negative on nobody. I'm
Awesome,
just
bud.
speaking the facts.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Do you? Love you, buddy. Yeah, love you, buddy.
God bless you.
Oh, God bless you, bud. I'm a rich brother. I told you that.
Niggas probably out there drinking with no
Got a
H2O.
bunch of oils. Single? Yeah, husband. Ah, darn. How much did you spend? I'm just curious. 40? Tell you what, I'll give you 200 for the cart. I'll give you 200 cash for your shopping cart. I'm in a rush. Are you sure? Yeah, look, yeah. Put it up in the light. You know how to tell if it's a real deal?
What, my water?
Yeah, look. Yeah, you see it's real. It's real. It's real money. You want to come with me? I'll go spend some of it. I can put something in the machine. Yeah, look. This is real money. She thinks I have fake money. Yeah, it's real. It's real money.
This is Caleb. He's a vampire. Alright. I'm sorry for making this more complicated than that. It won't happen again.
Mystery. If it wasn't my wife, this would be kind of a fun puzzle to try to work out.
It's funny because 90% of the time she seems like she's doing pretty well, and then all of a sudden she'll have a crash or something. It's hard to predict when that will happen. It just, do you understand what I'm saying? It's just back and forth, and then it's like, well, yeah, but you know, most of the time, 90% you get, and then she'll crash and die. But it's hard to predict when that's going to happen. You don't know. Gosh, isn't this funny? This is like a conundrum, isn't it? Crazy. But look at this funny joke.
The sickness wasn't getting better, and the doctors did every MRI, CT scan, test, labs, everything to look and figure out what the heck was going on. Sunday, I had texted him, just checking in, how's everything going? Going okay. She had a huge crash last night, and the doctors had a hard time reviving her again, but today is a lot better. I'm hoping they will let her come home tomorrow. Her brother is driving in town, so he and my sister-in-law can help out with my kids, and I should be able to work.
If my wife was going through what she was going through, the last thing on my mind would have been my patience, would have been, hopefully I'll be at work next week. None of that stuff, right?
Right.
My full attention would have been with my wife.
Right.
Did that strike you as odd?
It did, yeah. And what was weird to me too is one day last week, and I don't remember what day it was, but I was talking to him on the phone, and he had made a comment, I don't think she's gonna make it through the night.
On Sunday, March 11th, 2 days into Angela's hospital stay, Jim calls her sister, Tony.
And then he just says, and I'm telling you right now, Tony, if she dies from this, I'm not allowing him to do an autopsy.
Okay, so this is where it came in.
And I said, whoa,
This is where it
she
came in.
is not dying, number one. And number two, why not? And he's like, well, they don't know what they're doing, and they've already done enough to her, not letting them cut on her.
But despite Jim's pessimism, Angela slowly improves. And by Tuesday, March 14th, the hospital sends her home once again. That night, Jim texts her sister to provide a grim update.
Tony, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to tell the whole family this, but she doesn't look good. It's not as bad as when I came home on Monday and saw her, but she's in really bad shape.
This time around, Angela's brother Mark and his wife are in town to watch over her while Jim goes to work on Wednesday morning, March 15th.
She wanted to try and come outside and meet, and Jim had pressed, make sure she takes her meds that morning. Make sure she takes her meds. And she went back into her room, and 30 minutes later, Mark went in, and she didn't know it. And she was not doing well.
The camera watches as Mark and his wife lead her to the car to head back to the hospital. It would be the last time Angela would ever appear on her own home surveillance cameras. They get to the hospital and check Angela in. Not long after, Jim is seen on camera arriving at the hospital himself. He stays for about 20 minutes and then leaves again, right around the time Tony calls him to find out what's happening with her sister.
Self-awareness. You gotta watch the way people change over the months, over the years.
You know, so he starts talking to me, but he's not at the hospital. And I'm like, you're not there? And he's like,
People
well,
be fucking sneaky, man.
I had to go, like, apparently he had gone to the hospital. Mark said he did initially come there, but then he said, he told me, he said, I had to go back to work and get some things kind of squared away, so I can go back up to the hospital, and I'm just gonna run through a couple of drive-thrus and get some food.
Start getting some text messages that she wasn't doing well again, and things were not really looking good at all. Like things took a turn for the worse. Jim and my wife had more communication today. I had no communication with Jim until I got to the hospital. But I started getting more information.
You ain't
from my
subscribed
wife
to the channel to
today.
do that.
And at one point she says, she called me and she's like, I think she's gonna die. And I was like, are you being serious?
On the surveillance system, Jim is seen going into Angela's room, leaving, and then going back in again, all within the span
I
of
start
a
doing
few
the money
minutes.
giveaways and
Jim
stuff.
stays in her room for only
If
1
you're in
minute
this
this last
consistent
time, and when he
supporter,
comes out again, it's
don't
very
think you
obvious
gonna
that
be getting
Angela's
my money.
condition has suddenly and dramatically changed.
There's a whole slew of doctors, there's like 5 of them.
doing shit y'all favorite rappers not even doing.
Yeah, you know. I was like, this is not good. They're bringing witnesses, a panel of witnesses. And I looked at my wife, I said, that's not good. And as soon as the door opened, after, 10 minutes,
Jim came out and was just bawling. And they basically told him she's not going to make it.
The next thing I get, he says, hang on, crash. Who kind of a sick person does that? And I'm panicked. They said, what crash, Jim? Are they able to bring her back? I don't know what's going on. They think seizure. Intubating her. Why? Now I know it's really bad because they're intubating her. Can't get the tube in. Emergency anesthesia team is paged. What? Why? She's not maintaining her airway, bagging her. Cannot get the breathing tube in. What does the anesthesia team do? Get the tube in. Are they there yet? I mean, I'm just panicking.
The staff at University Hospital does everything they can to bring Angela back following a seizure and a rapid medical decline, but it's no use. Because she's an organ donor, she's put on life support in the ICU. But just as her family and friends begin to face this tragic ending, an unimaginable suspicion arises. It comes via Jim's office manager, Caitlin, who reveals that she's been holding on to a dreadful secret.
So I called Jackie and I told her, I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound really insane. She said, I know what you're going to say. I have the same thought. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she goes, well, I have the same thought that maybe Dr. Craig has something to do with this.
As Caitlin continues to share, it becomes clear that this is far more than idle speculation.
Last Monday the 6th, Dr. Craig, his wife, got really sick. That was the first day that he left him available to take her to the hospital. Later that night, he had come back to the office. Everybody had left and was still working. So when I was leaving, his office, like his light was off, and so I thought that he had left. And when I got to the very last office,
Yo, Daniel, what up,
he was
gang?
sitting in there, and he was sitting in the dark. The light was off, and he was on the computer in there, which was really strange because he has a laptop and a desktop in his office.
Caitlin would soon have a very good reason to question what exactly Jim was working on in the dark.
So I left the office about 5:45, and he had texted me at 6:06 saying that he's having a personal package delivered to the
This
office.
story is on like 3 YouTube lives.
This past Monday the 13th,
Let's watch this other story about the third grade teacher.
My receptionist is the one that originally got the box and opened it. And when I was putting the packing slip back into the box, I saw that it said potassium cyanide. And so I closed the box back up, I gave it to
Was he laying here in bed with no rope to ground?
I want to go now.
Convince yourself it was your imagination.
And that's when I saw the blood, and he still sit there. I said, what did you do? What did you do? I'm sorry, I did it. I failed. I'm sorry. I didn't.
This is what about communication. If I was you, I'd be like, how would you clean them up? And that's one thing I think is kind of a little,
On November 29th, 2020, police are called to the home of a distressed woman in Farmington, New Mexico, following a horrific discovery. Her husband has died. Right away, his injuries raise chilling questions, and investigators are left with the daunting task of uncovering the truth about his demise.
I'm just going to say this now, since everybody's recording. If you ever find me with multiple stab wounds in my chest, I didn't do it myself.
The following is based on official police
Wife
records.
kills her
Some of the footage has
husband
never been
and
seen
marries
before
his son.
until
Nah, what?
Please note that all persons charged with the
Nah,
crime are presumed
what?
innocent unless
That's
proven
exactly what I
guilty
said.
in a court of law.
I'm
On
not
the morning
getting
of
married.
November 29th, 2020,
The
around
marriage
5:40
is
a.m.,
me
authorities
signing the birth
respond to a
certificate.
911 call made
That's
by
the marriage.
47-year-old Heather
To
Fernandez
them
Hofer,
do us
a
part
third-grade
or our
teacher, to
kid.
report the death
Something
of her
happened to our
49-year-old
kid.
husband, Robert Hofer. Officers find her waiting
If
for
something
them
happened to our
outside her
kid
home.
from you, that's the only way I'm leaving. I'm not getting married because me personally, I don't have time for divorce papers. Like, why get married when I already don't have a problem sharing my money and my household and my food and my, like, the priorities, not the needs, not the wants, the needs.
No, I was gonna leave the store.
Man, can you watch out? It's gonna check its pulse.
It's cold.
Is he cold?
Cold.
When did you last see him?
About 3. And I can't never see him. And I guess.
Y'all want to listen to some music?
I don't know what. Yeah, I have any
Y'all want to listen to some music now or while I wait for my food?
I don't know. I got that. We were hanging out in this picture room. He wanted to hide. I made him hide. And then I brought him to bed. He said, it hurts. It hurts. His chest? And I took his shirt off. And I don't know where I took it off. And I tried to clean it. It's okay. You want to have a seat for me? I know what he cut himself with. He's sitting at the seat.
Shut up! Told you.
Let's not go reach around. I just want you to get cut, man. I'm just sitting around there.
Say again.
I don't want you reaching around just in case you get cut, okay?
Was he suicidal?
I'm happy now.
So that's not something silly. You're not telling the truth. Oh, I'm telling the truth. Okay, so when did he drop his car?
I guess last night, but I wasn't here. My girlfriend was there.
When you're going out to kill somebody, if you're seen by a single other person on the trail, then that day's screwed.
In Cherokee County, Georgia, a sheriff's deputy stops to question a man parked on private hunting lands. At worst, the man is guilty of trespassing, or so the deputy thinks as he approaches.
What you doing out here?
Well, you're from a local. Emma, and ask me that. They called you, didn't they? Yes, it is. I just wanted to place a chance because I'm on my way to cut. I'm leaving. As a matter of fact, I'm getting my maps together. I got a box on that. That's why I just came out the first one. Good reselling property. They are. They're very quick. I see that.
But behind this man's friendly demeanor is a calculating predator hiding bloody secrets and a lengthening trail of bodies.
Life has been sweet. We got to document it. Look, I'm taking your picture one time. Up for immortality, right? If there's deer hunters around there, I can be wearing a purple shirt, that red backpack, and they're going to tell me I'm going to get shot. But, that's a common threat.
When you say, I won't kill anyone today.
Go back to the lady that killed the husband. You want to kill me?
No illustrations I'm seeing are deep enough and have a lot of blood for shooting, but... What medication does he take?
It's the finger you just stuck up at me, right? This finger right here, right? It was this finger right here, right? It was this finger right here, right?
There's a lot more.
This finger right here, right?
Okay.
I don't know. You guys don't know. I don't know.
But you're taking me down.
What do you want to do when
Look
I
at
go
him.
by?
But we're gonna try and move him
Get off
to a
my
more
tree.
accessible place. Is there any way that I can get you to step out and we're gonna end up coming out that way? Or do you want to wait until we move him? It's up to you. You can stay with him. It's just...
Motherfucker trying to bite me!
Yeah, we can't cover him with the papers.
We're gonna have to move him out because our medical examiners are gonna examine him, okay?
Eventually, the officers are able to move Heather from the room. Due to the location of Robert's body, the officers decide to use a blanket to shift him so there's easier access to the door, a choice they may soon come to regret.
Running the door, they can come in.
As one of the officers takes a closer look at Robert's body, they make a shocking discovery, now realizing that this case is far more serious than they first believed.
Deep?
Actually, that one is pretty decent.
Like a puncture, huh?
Yeah, a few punctures. Got the puncture. Got the puncture. That puncture.
Oh man, you might have to call detectives, call Sarge.
Yeah.
I know he's big.
He's gonna need you.
I'll be back, okay, Heather? So you might have to call detectives. Yeah, I will. Close the door. Hey, look, once we're gonna find out.
After notifying the sergeant about their discovery, the other residents of the home are informed about Robert's passing. Heather's 28-year-old son, Tyler Hartzell, emerges from a back bedroom he shares with his girlfriend, Elizabeth Pinto, and their 2 children, including a 6-day-old baby.
Give my mama a hug. Yeah, you can see everyone. Oh, mama, mama, mama. Oh, mama. All right, you're okay? Let go. Well, are you okay? You should breathe. I know it sucks, but come on.
Got like 4 pair of headphones.
Deep
And I
breaths.
got like 4 phones.
Coffee or I'm gonna smoke a cigarette so he can calm down.
Outside, sir. Yeah, no questions.
This is the
Sorry.
opposite of girl power.
We're just gonna follow you around everywhere.
That's fine, that's fine. I don't know.
When detectives arrive at the home, the investigation into Robert's unusual death begins in earnest, starting with requesting permission to search the residence.
Are you okay to give?
So,
Use this object called a trident to bind mind, body, and spirit as
Our
That's
purpose,
fine.
because of what,
That's-
because
yeah.
of the circumstances, these are, this isn't abnormal. Okay, this isn't a normal death, so we want to
this is not
make sure,
death, no.
well, no, right,
No.
this is not, right. So this is what we're trying to say is that you have rights, okay?
Right. You guys are,
Okay,
but I have to throw a little disclaimer out.
Yes.
okay.
Very conscious about personal space.
Maybe keep the privates.
That's okay. Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
interested in any of that.
I just had to, that was the
that's-
whole look
yeah.
on my face.
Yeah.
I know you guys have to find everything and search everything, but,
we're not concerned with that.
However, soon after Heather gives her consent to search the house, the officers make a concerning discovery, the details of which will come to light later. For now, they realize that nothing is quite as it seems, and they ask Heather, her son Tyler, and his girlfriend Elizabeth to head down to the Farmington police station. A convoluted story will soon emerge, leaving the detectives with the difficult task of uncovering the truth.
So, based on everything that we've looked at so far, I wanted to just interview you further. I think it's appropriate that I advise you of your rights. Okay. You're not being charged with anything. We don't have any charges against you. But again, I'm here. I've got to find out what happened. Okay. And in order to do that, I have to be more thorough in my questioning.
After agreeing to waive her rights, Heather gives some background about her relationship with Robert. Heather works as a 3rd-grade teacher and at the local library. It was there that she met Robert about a year ago. The two had just married on September 5th, 2020, around 12 weeks earlier. Heather then begins to recount the events of the evening, beginning with her and Robert spending time together while he played the video game Fallout. She says the only time she left his side that night was to warm him up some pie.
we did have a drink.
Okay. What did you have to drink?
Gin and ginger ale.
Okay, both of you?
Yes.
Just one drink?
Mm-hmm.
Each of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys, at some point, did you move from the office to the? Did he move from the office to the bedroom? What happened?
Yeah, I walked in.
Walked him over to the bedroom. Okay, from the office. And you said something to the effect that he was complaining of some pain
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Describe that again. What?
It hurts. It hurts. I'm like, what? Because one day it's alcohol, one day it's, it's kind of,
Okay.
She's lying.
I was like, what hurts? What hurts?
And did he tell you?
Not at that time.
Okay, he just said it hurts. See, was he pointing when he said it hurts? Okay, You didn't inquire any further than what you just said? You asked him and he didn't explain?
He didn't.
Okay.
Instead of joining her husband in bed, Heather went out to the couch to scroll on her phone before returning to the bedroom to use the bathroom.
And what happened then?
And that's when I saw the blood.
And was he awake or sleeping? When you saw the blood?
He was awake because it's like, it hurt. He said again, that's when he said it hurt again. And I took his shirt off, which you guys have, the shirt and jacket.
The location of Robert's shirt had been brought up earlier by the initial officers on the scene. At first, Heather couldn't remember where she put the shirt before cleaning Robert's wounds.
But we can't really go touching anything or moving around clothes, okay? At this point. But you said you took it off of him before he went back to bed? Okay, so Heather, like I said, we don't need to dig around. If you know where it's at, we'll just wait in the kitchen. I feel like that's probably it. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at it and we'll pull it out when detectives get here, okay, Heather?
We'll just wait in the kitchen, okay, man?
Heather? We're just gonna step out this way, okay? I think that's probably gonna be it, but we're not gonna touch anything, okay?
What up, Papa?
You guys know Phil. I have a complex evolved being last time.
And I cleaned him up. And I was like, what did you do? What did you do?
Uh-huh.
Literally in the same room.
And what did he say?
He used the steak knife.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yet when deputies first arrived on the scene, Heather speculated about what Robert may have used.
He got his razor out. I don't know what.
So it's like, if you were to do your best to quote what he said to you, what exactly did he say to you at that point? He's saying it hurts, and you said, what did you do?
Yeah.
And then what did you
And that's when I saw the blood.
Okay.
And he goes like this. I said, what did you do? What did you do? And he, does this whole gesture.
Uh-huh.
And when, where, what? And that's what he said.
Okay. When do you think this happened? When do you think that the lacerations occurred? When do you think?
Had to be before he went to bed around 11 midnight.
So sometime like after pie and sometime before bed?
Yeah.
Okay. But to be clear, you didn't see him do this?
I didn't see him do it.
Okay.
With Heather unable to say when Robert's injuries occurred, detectives also questioned the other two adults in the home, starting with Heather's son Tyler. His testimony will eventually prove to be the most enlightening, but likely not in the way anyone anticipated. Tyler explains that in March he suffered a traumatic brain injury when he fell off a longboard and now takes medication at night, which he says knocks him out completely.
I don't know what happened when I went to bed. It's like
This shit would have never been able to be right here.
I think I am, but I, of course, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't think she did it. Man, I don't know what happened, you know?
With this interesting beginning to Tyler's interview, investigators asked him about the dynamics of his mother's relationship with Robert.
How are things between your mom and Robert? They've always been really good, you know? Like, every time, like, even if I start getting frustrated with my mom about something, Robert would defend her. She's my wife, so I have to do what she wants. You know? They were always really cool. I never heard them fight. I never even had to, like, think they're fighting, or none of that really ever happened. They were really sexual, though. I know that because me and my mom got back in a relationship. She was saying, like, when they searched my house, they're gonna find some stuff. And I was like, oh, mama, she's like, oh, I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'm like, oh, okay.
Investigators also spoke with Elizabeth, Tyler's girlfriend,
Bro, I'm
and she shared her
tired.
thoughts about
I'm
Heather and
tired.
Robert's
My
relationship.
stomach hurts. I feel hot and
I'm
cold.
about to lay back down.
Get out of here, no, it's my turn.
That's what it's not like I'm about to.
Elizabeth, Tyler, and their two small children had moved into Heather and Robert's house in September, about 2 months earlier. Heather was financially supporting her son and his children, along with Robert, who had lost his job at the library due to COVID. He previously worked as a nuclear operator on submarines during his time with the Navy.
Right.
In an EWU exclusive interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, gave some insight into how Tyler and Elizabeth ended up living with Heather and Robert.
When we realized that Heather's girlfriend was several months pregnant and they didn't have transportation to go to doctor's appointments, and so Robert talked Heather into them going down to Albuquerque and moving Tyler and his girlfriend to Farmington to live with them.
What have you been like? What's been the atmosphere?
It's pretty good. They're just all, it's kind of like a honeymoon thing. Like they're all over each other, but they've also been like that since they were like kid, you know, relationships.
You know, you mentioned the honeymoon, so you know that usually doesn't tell an art. Have you noticed any urging or anything like that?
Not really. No, I just let that there or spend a little things like that. I've never really seen them actually argue and get mad at each other.
Okay.
Back in her interview, Heather describes Robert's wounds, which she examined after removing his shirt and cleaning them.
Were they bleeding? And I know this is hard, but I gotta ask the hard questions. How bad were they bleeding when you saw them? Not bad.
Not bad.
When you mean not bad, was there just a little bit of blood coming out, or were they bleeding at all, or
Just a little bit of blood, that's all.
just kind of oozing out a little bit, or just kind of slowly coming out, but not hurting, nothing like that? Okay. So he was bleeding, okay.
You guys saw the blood on the bed.
Yeah. There are not a lot of blood on
That's
it.
not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Heather wasn't the only one to believe that Robert's wounds weren't serious, at least at first.
Mainly that we were going right here, doors cracked about this much for us to walk in over them. And then the wounds look super superficial, like hair scratches. Okay.
The investigators currently at Heather's house at the same time that her interview was taking place also noted that there wasn't very much blood in the bedroom.
I don't know how you get face down here.
With no blood?
Right, because to move, you have to be what?
Alive.
Alive, right? And if you're alive and you're now face down, what are you going to do? Bleed.
Can't bleed.
Right? So I don't know how you get from the bed alive,
With
lying
that.
here, head, face down,
And we
with no blood anywhere.
The mystery of the lack of blood would eventually be solved. But for now, Heather continues with the timeline of events. It's soon that the first concerning discrepancy emerges.
You mentioned that since you had wet the bed, you weren't gonna sleep in the bed.
No, I went back to the
Went back to the couch.
Heather had mentioned Robert wetting the bed earlier while waiting for detectives to arrive.
So then you went back to sleep on that sofa again?
on the sofa. Yeah, because he peed. It's funny.
You peed in the bed?
Yes.
Is that normal for you?
No.
No.
I was mad. So bad words. He chewed him down. I didn't mean in his bed.
How did you find him when you went in there at 5?
He was face down.
Okay.
He was, you know, the school laptop that was in there. He was face down on there.
So his face was on that? Okay.
Yeah. And he was on the ground, of course. So I rolled him over. And
Take your time.
cute.
Okay.
She was puppy.
According to police documents, they never located any vomit in the bedroom. Heather has also made it clear that she discovered Robert unresponsive on the ground around 5 a.m. But in Elizabeth's interview, she recounts hearing something that may put this claim in question.
I wake up with me today, and so that was up a couple times throughout the night. I didn't hear anything, and then I think for hours we hear up and hear, but I'm not exactly too sure the time.
Was that your vibe? Okay.
It was around that time. I heard her started crying, and she called somebody. Or she called, I'm pretty sure she called the U.S.
Elizabeth recalls hearing crying sometime before Heather's 911 call, which came in at 5:42 a.m. Begging the question, is the timeline wrong, or is something missing from Heather's story?
And since the time you have known him or that you've been with him, he's made no mention of any suicide, or he's got no suicidal tendencies or ideations. He hasn't been,
Not since we've been together, no.
and he's not on any medication for depression or anything like that. That you know of? Okay.
In his interview, Tyler shared something similar.
So, he's never made comments to you about him wanting to hurt himself recently, and you didn't see anything unusual in the last couple of days? No. Okay.
No argument, no fight, or anything like that? Okay.
That's why I don't understand. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
You know, just like when we were eating and we're talking and he's like, I finally found my person. Well, you married me, and he has asked for love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And love me, you know?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how like we finally found our person.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
Would you say he seemed happy last night going to bed? There was no issues.
He's been happy.
Okay.
He's been so happy.
It seems Robert's sister Sonia agreed with Heather about this.
I can tell you for sure that during the last 12 months of his life since he met Heather, that was the happiest period of his entire life. He was working at the Farmington Public Library, and a mutual friend introduced him to Heather. They hit it off, and it was just this amazing relationship.
During their investigation, authorities tracked down Robert's first wife, who shared that they've remained in sporadic contact, occasionally messaging over Facebook. In fact, she'd received a concerning message from him about a year and a half earlier.
In 2019, he sends just this. I did not cut deep enough. So, seeing this bother me. It clearly is
in 2019 June.
Yes. If I had seen this, I would have reached out to him. I mean, this was bothersome.
Is that the last message?
That's the last. It says, I didn't stab deep, or I didn't cut deep enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if he's cutting someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what he's
What
cutting.
he's cutting,
It
yeah.
doesn't say, like, once I calm down a little bit, breathe through it, I'm like, he's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been talking about, cutting tomatoes.
Cooking or something.
Right.
Yeah.
With this odd final message from Robert in mind, the investigators asked his ex-wife about his mental health.
When you guys were together, was he ever depressed enough that he would talk about suicide or anything like that?
I would say that I think he probably did really suffer from depression, and like I said, he started drinking heavily, and he would call very sad and tearful. He never ever mentioned that he was going to hurt himself or suicide, anything like that.
Tyler had also been aware of Robert's drinking.
Does he drink a lot? He drinks every night. How much do you see? From what you can see? I've seen him drink 2/5 pound of oil. Who's him and my mom all between each other? He drinks big vodka pretty much every night, or a 12-pack of beer every night. I've never seen him go a day without drinking.
When investigators accessed Heather's text messages, they revealed that she was more than aware of Robert's alcohol consumption. In one message, Heather wrote to Robert, "You know you can't be drinking because I can't take her tonight, right?" To which he replied, "Yes, dear." Another time, Robert told Heather that he felt terrible, and she replied, "I'm sure you did nothing but drink all day yesterday. What did you expect? You planning on drinking today?" On other occasions, Heather asked Robert to promise me no booze and to please take it easy. In her interview, Sonia, Robert's sister, also mentioned his struggles with alcohol.
He struggled with alcoholism his entire life, and he always felt kind of socially on the outside, and the reason why is we are confident that he had undiagnosed Asperger's.
She also shared that Robert left the Navy and then worked at Fuji.
he was with that job for a while and then had a fallout from that job, and so then he moved back home, and then just during those years, the alcoholism just really built up because he was so unhappy and not making progress in his life like he wanted.
The detective speaking with Heather won't confront her about this just yet and takes a break, returning with a new set of questions for her.
Now, you didn't see anything, he didn't make any mention to you.
No.
But, so that's telling me that something happened before he went to bed. This all would have had to have happened before he went to bed, if what you're telling me is true. Otherwise, there might be something else that we find out later that might be different, but from your statement alone, you're saying that it's pointing towards something happened probably in that office?
Probably.
Okay.
But like I didn't see anything. I don't know when he did this. I see nothing. I did not see him do this.
Okay.
Earlier, Heather had stated that there was only one time Robert was alone that evening before going to bed.
So he wanted pie.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, hello. So you warmed up some pie.
Right.
Okay. And then he ate the pie?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he went to bed.
Heather says that the only time Robert could have hurt himself was while she was warming up the pie. However, this would mean that his injuries would have had to have gone unnoticed for hours prior to going to bed. As well, the steak knives are kept in the kitchen, and so she would have likely seen him grab one.
I'm a little concerned as well with why you first see his injuries and then don't do anything.
I didn't think they were that bad. I really don't. They didn't look deep.
Okay. But he's complaining that he's hurting
Right.
prior to bed.
I didn't see him when he went to bed.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Though Heather is stating this now, it isn't what she said earlier.
And then he went to bed. About 11 midnight. That's about as far as you and I got in this.
Yeah.
So then what happened after that?
And then he said, that's when he was like, it hurts. I was like, I didn't touch him there. And then saw it down and he took his shirt off. And
Since her questioning at the station began, Heather has stated that she cleaned Robert's wounds when she went into the bedroom around 3 a.m. However, initially she said she cleaned his wounds when he first went to bed. The deviations in her story only become more alarming from here.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? I did not see.
I gotta go do something.
You didn't see the injuries before that, right? Here again.